Well, folks, we had Donald Trump's adult idiot sons take the stand this week in the New York fraud trial, and I gotta tell you, it didn't go well. It genuinely did not go well. You got legal experts across the country right now showing up on cable news outlets saying that, yeah, it looks like Donald Trump Jr. may have actually opened himself up to criminal prosecution because he didn't plead the fifth. But the most important thing from Don Jr.'s testimony, from Eric Trump's deposition, and what they said in court, is the fact that both of the brothers, both of the Trump sons, are basically trying to claim stupidity. We didn't know what was going on. We're just Beavis and Butthead over here, and we relied on everybody else to do all the hard work because, as both Eric and Don Jr. pointed out, we were involved in the construction thing. We're the design guys. No, you were running the whole company. The two of you together, along with Alan Weisselberg, y'all were running the company. But Trump Jr., in addition to a whole bunch of I don't knows and I don't recalls, when asked about the numbers, he's like, I wasn't really involved in the numbers, right? That's what the CPAs are for, right? The certified public accountants. That's why we pay these people money to do the numbers, so that we, as the men running the company, we don't even have to look at them. Yep, these are the number people. We're just two morons out here, according to Eric Trump, pouring concrete. We're construction workers, basically, is what they tried to argue. Now, they weren't. I think it's pretty obvious to everybody that's ever seen Eric and Don Jr. These are not the manual labor type. Certainly not the types to be able to operate a concrete truck, concrete mixer. That's not them. They're not out there with the jackhammers breaking ground. That's not who they are, but that's them trying to say that's who they are in court. Like, oh, numbers, man, we just leave that to the folks upstairs. We just out here, making sure that the structure is sound. No, you're not. You were running the company. So here's what this tells us. Not only does it tell us that they didn't bother to allegedly check the numbers, it tells us that they're very bad at running companies. I don't care who you are. I don't care what kind of company you're running, what company you're running. If you're the person at the top of that ladder, you look at the numbers. You don't just assume that everything everybody gives you is correct, especially if you're running an allegedly multi-billion-dollar business. You get independent audits. You get numbers from this person, and you make sure that everything adds up. That is one of your jobs as the president or CEO or whatever you want to call yourself at the top. That is what you do. And for these two numbskulls to walk into court and be like, we didn't look at the numbers. Okay, so you're either very stupid or you're just the worst businessmen in the history of business. Let's not rule that out as a possibility too. But either way, they're trying to say that we were too stupid to do the job that we were actually supposed to be doing. That concrete's not going to pour itself, right? Another thing, and this is perhaps the most important thing that happened, is that they didn't deny that the numbers were inflated. They didn't dispute that. When you're on trial for something, and you're trying to say you didn't do it, you don't just say, no, those people did it. Because, by the way, one of those people did it was your dad. So y'all did kind of throw him under the bus. And you know that your organization itself is also being sued. And you didn't try to protect it. You didn't say that, no, none of this happened. Y'all are wrong. Our numbers were right. They didn't do that. They didn't deny it. And that they're going to come to regret. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel. We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button. and help Aspen not be so grumpy.